Thank you very much too, and I would like to thank our guest speakers here today, and I want to just compliment you on the report. I just say well done to everyone involved. I think it's critical that we read the report and listen to what people are saying, and that's what we need to do. But I do think it was vital to hear the shame and stigma felt by the adoptees, and I know that that it's so important now that we listen to people. I know my own area, Carlow, Kilkenny, I've had people contact me, and they have found it very difficult, and I think we have to be so mindful of that. And I know that the department has established an information management unit, but I have suggested that we ought to look at maybe a liaison officer, maybe through our local authority or maybe through the HSE. Do you think that would be beneficial to have a local person or office where adopted people could go in order to access information or support in tracing or maybe their records? The other issue I always feel too is the barriers to how information is provided for example, even maybe people with literacy difficulties, or maybe even someone with an intellectual disability. I've also asked the Minister last week to consider this, because I do feel a lot of adopted people maybe and their families feel left out because how the information is and how it is provided. So maybe if one of you could come back to me with those. I was going to ask about GDPR and I got the answer for that. And also I asked, I know that was a concern about the term for mother who gave birth in the legislation. And I know that's another area that has been addressed now. So maybe if I could get some answers to them. Thank you very much. And thank you again.
If the witnesses want to answer, thank you.
Yes, thank you. As regards the HSE or the local authorities, I think it's very important that there be awareness around this particular issue. And one of the first steps we took as a group was we actually liaised with local county councils through our supporting motions, and we secured a unanimous support of 20 county councils for supporting motions for open access for adoptees for their own information. So in so doing, we created a lot of awareness in local councils and local authorities around this area. So I feel that there would be a lot of support, and there certainly would be a willingness on behalf of some of these local authorities in order to educate and to support people who were looking for information. I think that the most practical way forward with it would be what we recommended, which would be an agency to centralise all of these issues. And we touch on that with regard to the information unit within the Minister's Department, that we felt that made far more sense to house all of that in one agency rather than having a piecemeal basis in different departments, so that there was the same standard of access for all people, like everybody who wanted to access information, who, like, be it either an adoptee or their families who wanted to access information, that everyone have the same standard of access, as opposed to there being a differentiation in that regard. So overall, I still think that the best way to achieve that, or to support survivors, adoptees, birth parents, would be to have a centralisation of all of these issues within one agency, and from that then have specific outreaches so that people could liaise with the agency on somebody's behalf where there could be mobility issues, access issues, literacy issues. We've also asked that it be considered that people, as you touched on with literacy issues, might be permitted to make video submissions or video requests as opposed to having to write them. So I think that could be something that we might be able to look at in a more humanist approach to an improved social work model within a new agency, because it has proved to be very onerous and a lot of stress for, certainly for elderly survivors who were trying to access information, that it was something that they were not able to do. Then they had to ask somebody to help them, which again, I think they were quite distressed about, because they have to tell somebody about the background or their story. So we need to look at it in a practical level, and also be very aware of the demographic, the age, the profile of people who are actually approaching looking for information, and to build on that. So I feel that there is a willingness in the Minister's Department to listen to all of these points, and certainly we will be bringing it up again and again until we get some positive response.
Thank you.